When you receive the gift of life, you don't question where that gift is coming from. So why have doubts when you're taking the decision to donate your organs? Words perhaps with which to open this special program, poignant thoughts to share. Now every year 5 lakh people die of end-stage organ failure, waiting in hospital queues for organ donors. But organ donation in India stands at just 0.05%. In the next half hour, we hope to bust some of the common myths about organ donation, medical and scientific misconceptions, as well as spiritual and religious taboos. This as part of NDTV and Fortis Initiative's campaign to raise awareness about organ donation, which will also ask you to take the organ donor's pledge. Remember, no matter how much you do for other people through your life, you do have something more to give. Well, we're joined by medical experts today, organ donation activists, and a whole host of social and religious leaders. And we hope to address some of your questions and doubts today. Let me just go through the eminent panel we have with us today. Dr. Avnish Seth, Director, Fortis Organ Retrieval and Transplant, FORT. Dr. M.C. Mishra, Director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. We're very lucky to have you with us this afternoon as well. Pallavi Kumar, Executive Director of Mohan Foundation. Now, that's a pioneering non-profit organization which has worked in this field of organ donation for a very long time, spreading awareness about it. Swami Agnivesh, social activist, politician, someone who we are all so familiar with. Father Davis Chiramal, founder of Accident Care and Transport Service and the Kidney Federation of India, someone who's been called the Kidney Father, and we'll explain why in some time. He's with us as well. Acharya Dr. Lokesh Muni, social reformer, writer, poet and founder, president of Ahimsa Vishwa Bharati, someone who has a big following among the Jain community, is with us, as is Maulana Syed Atar Hussain Dehlvi, chairman of the Anjuman Minhaj-e-Rasool. Dr. Seth, let me begin with you. What makes a fit candidate for organ donation? When doctors come to that decision, or when you are about to approach a family, what do you keep in mind?
See, when we have somebody who has brain death, that means the injury has occurred to the brain and the brain is dead, but the rest of the organs are working fine. So there is no age limit to organ donation. We go case by case on every patient. Some people are fit for donation and some are not. There are some pretty standard criteria for that. For each organ, we have different criteria.
Right.
But overall, it is infection which takes away from organ donation from an intensive care setting. But basically, it's on a case-to-case basis,
right,
based on the lab reports and investigations, imaging, various criteria are there.
So, Dr. Mishra, brain death, of course, is a criterion because the organs themselves have to have a constant supply of oxygen and blood, and that, of course, makes it critical. But when you're actually approaching a family where there's been accidental death or a case of brain death, how difficult then does it become as doctors, and who is the first point of contact?
Basically, when we identify someone with brain death, as Dr. Seth has already mentioned, but I think we should not only focus on brain death today, because there may not be adequate number of brain deaths happening in the country,
right,
or anywhere, because if you look at developed countries today, 70% of their organs, non-living organs, are coming from cardiac death.
Pallavi, you are somebody who's worked in this field for a very long time. Would you say that really that is the biggest stumbling block, because families seem to have so many thoughts, concerns when it comes to, say, preserving the sanctity of the body after death, and that can become an issue even if a person has pledged his organs, his or her organs?
What is the biggest stumbling block in our country is lack of awareness and a lack of dialogue on the subject, and a lack of opportunity for individuals and families to think about it. You know, we are not offering our citizens an opportunity to talk about organ donation. So when we approach families in hospitals at the time of brain death, it's an alien concept for them. They've not thought about it, and you're just giving them the news of death, and suddenly, without giving them enough time to grieve, because we do not have the luxury of waiting, somebody is asking them to take a very difficult decision of organ donation, which was never really discussed within the family. So that natural tendency to say, don't burden us with any more decisions, you know, we're already dealing with death, and we're already dealing with rising hospital bills and all of that.
And grief.
And
grief.
mainly grief. So basically the idea is that we sit like this in healthier situations, happier situations, and speak about this, sitting on a dinner table or in the office with our colleagues, and talk about this, you know, thrash this issue out in our heads, and what that is not happening.
Well, we have someone over here who actually has this very onerous, difficult task of approaching families when they've just lost a loved one. Sukhvinder, you are a transplant coordinator, and that means you're the first point of contact. You're the one who approaches the family, and you're a grief counselor as well. So you handle their grief and you try and get them to arrive at this very difficult decision. What are the biggest challenges that you face?
I think it is the concept of brain death which the family takes on. It becomes very easy if the family understands the brain death. As we have one of the cases in our hospital, Mrs. Jha, who was brought to Fortis Hospital after brain hemorrhage, and after few rounds of counseling, the husband of that lady, he understood the concept of brain death.
Yes.
And we just told him that you can make her demise more graceful by consenting to donate her organs, and that was the only thing. I mean, the brain death concept is the difficult thing to break. Otherwise, I mean, families are very eager to donate if they understand that this person is no more.
Well, it's heartening to hear that, and we will want to hear from Vinod Jha himself, who's with us. So if you can pass the mic on to him. Vinod Jha जी, आप आए हैं.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते. आप हमें बताएं, आपका छोटा सा लड़का भी है, वो भी आपके साथ आया है. इस मुश्किल मोमेंट में आप क्या सोच रहे थे जब सुखविंदर जी आके आपसे बात की? आप कैसे इस डिसीजन पे, इस नतीजे पे आए?
जब हमें डॉक्टर साहब ने बताया जो इस पोजीशन में लास्ट पॉइंट यही है, जो इसका आप कुछ शरीर को दान कर सकते हो, अंग को, तो कर सकते हो. तो मैंने तो निर्णय ले लिया उस टाइम, जो अब मैं इन्हें बचा नहीं सकता. अगर 4 का जिंदगी बच रहा है इससे, तो उस 4 का जिंदगी हमें पहले बचाना है.
जी बिल्कुल,
यही मैं सोचा. और इसलिए हमारे छोटा भाई थे हमारे साथ में, उसने बोला नहीं, हम शरीर के कोई पार्ट नहीं निकलवाएंगे, जैसे है उसके शरीर में रहेगा. फिर मैंने उसको डांटा, अपने छोटे भाई को. बोला परिवार मेरा है, अभी छोटा बच्चा है मेरा, उसका सिर के ऊपर से माँ का साया उठ रहा है, मेरा पत्नी जा रहा है, मेरा घर उजड़ रहा है. एक मेरे घर का चिराग बुझ रहा है ना, लेकिन वो 4 घर में जाएगा, उसको 4 माँ मिलेगा. वो 1 बच्चे के 2 बच्चे के माँ थे, लेकिन उसको 4 माँ मिलेगा, और 4 जगह वो जिंदा रहेगा, वो अमर रहेगा. हम ये काम जो तू कहता है नहीं करेंगे, इसके लिए मैं विरोध करता हूँ. और मैं कहता हूँ ये काम मैं करूँगा, मेरा परिवार है और मैं अंगदान करूँगा.
Very good. What wonderful sentiments indeed. And I think this is a wonderful place really to bring in the religious aspect of it as well. And we hope you'll bear upon that. This is somebody who believes that his wife actually continues to live in 4 other people. And it is this spirit of giving that inspired him to share his wife's organs, and he believes he's going to do it himself as well. But in so many cases, families hold back. Swami Agnivesh, if you would like to tell us, when it comes to social and religious taboos, so many people have so many concerns. There are people who believe that if they donate a kidney in this lifetime, they will be reborn without a kidney in the next. These are the sort of ideas that are prevalent even to this day. How do we dispel notions like that?
The Creator gives us this beautiful body and the most sacred gift. Each one of us carry a body, human body, a living, throbbing, pulsating body. Now, we should use this body to the best of our capacity to serve humanity. And while we are living this world, if we can pledge our body or any organ or part of it, that's the highest gift we make to the Creator's creation.
Yes.
I think this is the highest form of spiritual sort of a dedication. and whatever religious taboos, etc., in this age and time, earlier there was no such technology. Now we should celebrate this new technology and this new sort of gesture of giving one's organs, etc.
Father Davis, would you agree with this? When you have actually managed to get so many people to pledge their organs in death, what do you tell families?
You see, 7 years back, I donated my kidney. My one kidney is in Kerala, one kidney is here. I have no problem. And in my religion, there is no problem. After me, 15 priests donated, 6 nuns donated. 2 months back, a bishop called me. I want to donate as you did it. And he donated. So, greatest act of love a person can do in this life is donate our body. You mentioned about the sacredness of the body. That is only when you are living. When you are dead, there is no sacredness of the body, but the sacredness of sanctity of living, giving. No. So, those people who donated their organs of their beloved ones, that person becomes a life giver.